Hello twin flames, welcome to my channel and welcome to your daily update. This is Victoria and I'm ready to start our daily check-in. This is going to be a classic reading, so let's dive right in. The last question that I'm going to ask today is going to be, what messages do the twin flames have for each other towards their divine counterpart? And I will start with Snorkel message. As always, today I am starting with the guides of the hidden realms. So this is the latest deck by Colette Baron Wright. It still smells new. It is interesting. Yes, it's mostly like most of these guides look like aliens, so it's interesting that way. It's different, but I think different even from the decks that she's been publishing that we're used to. But there's also something very, very appealing for me in this deck, so I decided to use it today. Tomorrow, most likely, I will do a masculine reading, deeper dive, so if that's what you've been waiting for, then brace yourselves, and yeah, we're doing that. So feminines, your message is a call to transformation. Number 17. Metamorphosis, the in-between. Yeah, that's the kind of death and rebirth time, which also means that there's something brewing in the air, right? Like, if we're talking about, it has butterflies here, if we're talking about caterpillars becoming butterflies, this is that cocoon state when from the outside it's not very clear what's going on the inside. But that's like that exact transformation where the butterfly is about to emerge. What do we have for the masculines? Number 5, the sovereignty of magic. Synchronicities, miracles, spiritual forces. So expect synchronicities, know and notice the signs from the universe. That's what I'm hearing. That could come in as lyrics in songs, somebody just, even a stranger in the street, just saying some kind of a phrase, so you overhearing their conversation, and it's almost like they're answering to the question you have in your head, right? The dreams, of course. It depends, right? Signs could feel very differently, but hopefully you'll have you'll have the ears to hear it. There we go. The new episode of Mindfully Awake is coming out tonight, by the way, and today we're going to be talking. What are we talking about today? Today we're talking about codependency versus co-regulation. We're going to look at the difference, we're going to look at the drama triangle, we're going to see the connection to the inner child work, because, you know, this concept is getting thrown around a lot these days, but in this episode, I really wanted to make sure that it's understood, like, why is it important for us to do it as adults, and why it's not, you know, it's not like a one-off process where you've done some kind of work and then you move on with your life. No, inner child needs your attention consistently, right? There are certain specifics there. Anyway, let's continue with the reading. I will use the Thelema deck for the main read today. Bottom of the deck, Knight of Wands. Yeah, there is a desire to express passion, to express emotions, but there is a waiting time for the divine timing, if it makes sense. Five of Pentacles. Yeah, right now it may feel a little disorienting, a little confusing, controversial, right? Like there is this desire, and you, of course, may be feeling the desire of your counterpart as well. But on the surface, it looks, you know, the energy is pretty scattered, right? It's like you may feel lonely, You may feel like you're the only one who cares, all these things. Feminines, wow, we were just talking about the transformation. You've got death here, clarified by the star. This is huge. Oh my god. And notice the colors. Look at the colors in this deck. Need I say more? So anyways, I'll try to not to make this reading too long. Yeah, this is a confirmation of a huge transformation of the feminine towards, first of all, deeper healing, but most importantly, mission and purpose. Recognizing what that is and how to go about it, how to approach it, you know, how to handle it, if I can say it that way. Because a lot of us, even if we already recognize certain gift cluster or certain interest that we have, there is still a journey towards understanding where is my niche, or okay, I have certain knowledge and skills, how do I use them to help others, especially since a lot of us are trying to establish ourselves online. And you know, it may be very beneficial for certain activities like tarot, for example, and it may not be for certain other activities like sound healing, for example. Masculines, you've got the Judgment, clarified by the Hierophant. We saw Judgment for masculines yesterday, for both twins actually. And again, look at that, 2 major arcanas. We just saw 2 major arcanas for the feminine energy. This is just blowing my mind, but in a good way. I like it. So for the masculines, we saw the sovereignty of magic. And I like the word sovereignty, how it matches the Hierophant energy, right? It's like recognizing the divine power, the presence of the divine, the hand of the divine in the way your life path is unfolding, right? And of course, then it's up to your interpretation, your belief system, to name it, to explain it further, right? Based on what your higher power is, what do you believe in? But this is more about cementing the idea that there is, it's not just up to us, people, right? We have free will to a certain extent. There's also this divine power, force greater than ourselves. And especially when it comes to timing, that force is deciding if it's time for things to come through, for our dreams to come true. Almost writing a poem here. Or not quite at the time. It's like this deeper acceptance of the fact that we don't control everything. And it's freeing because you also understand you're not responsible for everything, right? Like you can't handle the situation like at 100%, right? Additional question, Page of Swords clarified by 2 of Swords. Yeah, there is a certain stalemate, there is a certain pause, a certain aspect of the journey where twins are trying to figure out, trying to get more information and make a more informed choice of where do I want to go next. What is it for the feminines? 8 of Pentacles clarified by 7 of Swords. Yeah, again we see reference to mission and purpose, to the way the feminine spends their resources, prioritizes their activities, those kind of things. And yeah, it's like, so it's a continuation of the topic of the mission and purpose, right? How do I find out if this kind of activity or hobby or an occupation just sounds attractive, or it's exactly what I'm supposed to do next? I'm not saying that it's a stuck energy. It's more like of an energy of, I'm not sure 100% yet how do I want to make this decision, so I'm gonna just put it on hold and gather more information, do my homework so that I can do the right thing from the first cycle. More Swords. We're still in Libra season, I guess it shows. Yeah, so for the masculines, we have Two of Swords clarified by Four of Swords. And it's another Two of Swords. That's another funny part where we're getting clarification with the same card as the original card was here. So for the masculines, the challenge is in the challenge, right? It's more than anything, it's understanding when it's like this yin-yang balance, right? To understand when to act and when to surrender, when to take rest, when to stop worrying, right? It's overthinking, essentially, not knowing when and how to put that to rest so you can continue with your activity. What is the message from Divine Feminine to the masculine? The Hanged Man clarified by Seven of Cups. Yeah, the feminine, again, continuing the topic of this stalemate or confused energy. Feminine is confused on which path to choose next. Like, it's like the crossroads of a timeline. We're jumping timelines, and feminine is trying to figure out which one is the most beneficial, right? There's just a lot going on right now, and there is an honest attempt to put those elements in order, more or less, and try to approach them in sequence, or at least not everything at the same time, right? Like, to me, this again speaks more towards mission and purpose rather than a romantic relationship, right? But it's supposed to give masculines perspective that feminines are going within, are talking to their higher power, trying to figure something out, something that's not necessarily directly connected to the DM. What is the message from DM to DF? Two of Cups clarified by Queen of Swords. Oh boy. Yes, masculines know that the feminine will only accept the real thing. That the love needs to be pure and true, and it can be less than. You know, it can be a manipulation. It can be forced. It can come in until the time is right, basically. So masculines are supposed to respect the sovereignty of magic because they're supposed to recognize, and from the message perspective, masculines are recognizing that this is a magical connection, that, you know, this is fated. So they understand that the standards that they're facing are very high, but they understand why it's necessary, why that's the only way this kind of love can survive. But they also understand that there's still some work they need to do to get there. Okay, I'm gonna leave it here. Thank you so much for joining me today, guys. I love you all. If you like the reading, please like the video, subscribe to my channel, and until next time,